Thank you for attending the 2026 Fresno Compact Awards. I'm Emily Irwin. KC24 is a proud sponsor of education in the Central Valley with valued partnerships like the one with the Fresno Compact. And now, the 2026 awardees. A scholarship for a college student can open the door to future opportunities. When former Fresno State student David Yang received the Teaching Fellowship Scholarship,
little did I know it was actually going to be kind of like a lifelong connection and journey.
The California Teaching Fellows Foundation created the program for students who want to practice their craft outside the classroom.
To work with kids in the after-school program throughout the day, and it also gives them a solid foundation of what to teach and how to teach reading.
We provide 70 to 80 kids a year a scholarship through Fresno State, $3,000 a year, and that helps lift that burden, along with the wonderful experience of learning alongside your colleagues.
Another recipient, Martin Suarez, says graduation wouldn't have been possible without the scholarship.
I would not be where I'm at if it wasn't for that. It was something that changed my life. I knew my parents couldn't afford it.
Along with financial support and gaining real-world experience, the program also instills inspiration in the next generation of teachers.
I am not only a better educator for the future, but I'm also a leader when it comes to the community basis, when it comes to staff involvement, parents, and of course students.
With California Teaching Fellows, I have grown more confident in my ability to teach, but then to also keep on learning.
Building up the next generation of workers. That's the mission of Central California Builders Exchange is taking on, with a special competition.
They have to build a shed, an 8x12 shed, and it's real time, real life. They have to build it from the foundation to the roof.
They partnered with Fresno County Superintendent of Schools to allow students to spend a day in the life of a contractor.
We provide the dollars, and the office of the Superintendent of Schools provides the staff and the resources that it takes to pull the whole thing off.
What started off as 7 groups has expanded to 20 student teams for this year's 3-day design build competition.
This experience provides them with kind of the whole construction element, and then what piece of that element is your area of interest or your expertise.
Program Director Anthony Erza says a couple of students have even landed jobs at the competition.
As a former construction teacher, this is what I yearned for when I was in the classroom. How do I get my kids exposed to industry? How do I put my prize students in front of industry to show, hey, these high school kids can really, do something constructive and creative with their minds and their hands and be of value to you in 6 months, a year when they graduate from high school.
This is what a typical afternoon can look like for students enrolled in a career technical education construction pathway.
So it gives them a better idea of what's out there and what they might be interested in.
It does answer that question, why do I need to do this? And you can see why right before your eyes.
Sanger High School Principal John Tillotson believes this wouldn't be possible without the help of a special construction company.
Clark Brothers comes in and works with our students in construction, and that's tremendous. Our students get the opportunity to work with professionals in the industry that's very pertinent to their future.
Clark Brothers provides support during the design build competition and the tiny house project. Both allow students to get hands-on construction experience.
But typically you have this bidding process.
Senior Manager Troy Cosby says it's important for local businesses to help young kids.
We all stand on the shoulders of giants, and these are going to be our giants someday. So we have a responsibility to invest in our future.
One of those giants, Sanger High School senior Diego Arredondo.
On a tiny house that we're doing outside, it teaches us how to, hey, I need a hammer, or hey, who got a screw? Stuff like that. It teaches me a lot, which I'm really excited for.
The experience has helped Diego become more confident in what comes next after graduation.
I'm planning going to the field, either for a framer or for sheetrock.
Founded by teachers and school administrators during the Great Depression in 1934, the Educational Employees Credit Union knows the power of education.
They came together to provide an opportunity for people to have a better place for savings and lending.
That vision is carried on by current members.
And we really try to make a difference in people's lives.
Today, they sponsor excellence in education programs in 6 different counties.
We help, whether it's a robotics club or a green energy group within a school. We just try to help support the educational community.
This year marks a major milestone for their student grant program.
We've given away almost $2 million, which is really exciting.
Since the board of directors established the program in 2003, they've distributed more than 1,000 awards.
When you read about the students and what they're trying to accomplish and what they want to get done in the community, the need is overwhelming, and I'm so grateful for our credit union for sponsoring these students year after year after year.
EECU member John Barron received the grant on the journey to becoming an optometrist.
You're not just a client, you're a member. You're part of that EECU family. So, programs like this grant allow them to give back to that membership.
He used the money for a mission trip to El Salvador, performing life-saving care for patients there.
It provided me the means to kind of do some of those things that enhance my, experience and gain some valuable clinical insights into a population I hadn't met before. We got to keep this valley strong, and one way to do it is through education.
Valley ROP offers career technical education. They worked with Harris Construction owner Michael Spencer to give students a chance to put their hands and minds to the test.
We just thought up this idea. What if we connected with Valley ROP and their construction CTE program, and we actually tried to connect a whole bunch of those kids that were in the construction CTE or engineering pathway with the idea of Harris Construction as a potential career path, or even just in general, like in the industry.
This has made a huge impact for those students.
Superintendent Fabrizio Lafaro says the partnership connects students with comprehensive training, site tours, and even a chance to shadow industry professionals.
Engineers, architects, construction managers, and they sit together with our high school students who want to do any of those jobs.
Lafaro says there's also a psychological component to receiving this type of education, because when students step out into the real world,
they're not afraid to work. They're not afraid to get their hands dirty. They're not afraid to do that. But at the same time, they're also academic, because to become a construction manager, you have to get a bachelor's degree.
It's a partnership that goes beyond instruction at school. Harris Construction also awards internships to high-achieving students, which makes it easier to land a job in the field after graduation.
If they do well throughout the 4 years, this is a student who graduates as a senior in high school with a summer internship and potentially 4 years later, a full-time job with full benefits as a construction manager.
But some of those original young people who came right out of high school through Valley ROP are graduating from Fresno State and have accepted full-time career positions with Harris Construction Company.
They're going to work for a fantastic organization who cares about the employees and who cares about developing. And that's what they're doing. They're developing students.
Most of the kids that come out of our valley are hardworking and very, very well intended. I mean, they come from hardworking families and hardworking communities, and they really just want to be given an opportunity. So that to me is the takeaway. It makes me very proud to be from Central Valley.
We manufacture over 1,500 finished goods here.
Many of us have tried a sweet syrup or ice cream topping from Lyons Magnus.
One of the top, we're on all the top 100 chains in the U.S.
At Lyons Magnus West, they're not only manufacturing food, but the next generation of workers. Vice President Corey Murphy says it began with a conversation during an open house.
I learned about fiber actually from my wife, who's on the CTE board with Fresno Unified.
She goes, hey, I need to introduce you to my husband. He works for Lyons. This is a great opportunity for students. It's exactly what we need in this community. and he wants to be a part of it.
Farber students and staff decided to pay a visit.
Our warehouse director put on a nice display, pulled all of our equipment out, kind of like a car show. It was a really rewarding tour for the kids. And then we had a little ice cream and some syrups and stuff that we make here, a little ice cream party afterwards, which they all enjoyed.
The experience paved the way for a partnership, offering mentorship, skill development, and opportunities after graduation.
For so many students, they can't see what they don't know. When they come and see that what they're learning and what they're doing is just as valuable and just as competent as somebody actually in the workforce, you know, that gives them a sense of pride. For a lot of our students,
Lions Magnus West even brought on 2 Farber students after they finished internships.
They're doing a lot of really good things over at Farber. The training that they get, they're coming over to our facility with more experience than a lot of people that we could just hire off the street, which is awesome.
When you look good, you feel good.
We need clothes, you need to be warm, you need to like cover that basic function, but when you dress, you're also like putting on who you want to be that day.
CEO of Neighborhood Industries, Anthony Armour, says providing kids with access to essential clothing is central to the organization's mission.
I believe generosity is a really important practice, I think for all people to have. We're in a season where the one thing we had to be generous with was clothing. And so we started thinking like, what would it look like to clothe every kid?
That's where the Foundation for Fresno Unified Students comes in.
The idea was born to have a suit drive and then to have kids host Student for Success events.
Like, there should be 0 kids in Fresno Unified, Fresno County for that matter, that shouldn't have clothing, just based on what we see as a small little business.
During the Suited for Success events, students get to walk into a pop-up shop and dress up for free. Wearing clothes is something we do every day, but a good outfit can be empowering.
It's amazing to see their faces, to see the joy on their faces, and know that they are stepping out with dignity.
Over the past 4 years, the partnership has helped thousands of students build their confidence and professional development.
What's been awesome is it's taking something that we love to do and that we do as a business day in, day out, and finding a way to just practice generosity to that daily function.
Foundation for Fresno Unified Students Executive Director Linda Latner says this wouldn't be possible without the help of Neighborhood Industries.
Their support on the logistics, they have been a collection location. They have also picked up items from other collection locations like J. Crew and Anthropology, and then internal collections at EECU and PBK. They have been instrumental in making all of this work.
This is Noah Brown and Jacob Delano. Both are graduates of Career Technical Education Charter High School, but that's not the only thing they have in common. Thanks to a partnership, they also interned at the P&M company.
To this day, I still love coming into work.
They took away a variety of real-world experiences while learning skills for their future careers.
Whether we're being on the machine, we're being in the office and working on CAD.
Kids get the opportunity to get their associate's degree, but they're also learning skills. And so by the time they're a senior, they're actually working in industry.
Director Jonathan Delano says P&M's Director of Operations, Mario Persiconi, was there on day 1. He's facilitated a link between education and the manufacturing industry since CTEC's inception.
But at the very beginning, one of the key components was we were going to have a partnership with industry. And Mario was one of those first partners that we really established a relationship.
I would offer up an externship of some of their instructors come and work for us for a short period of time. And when they committed to that, I knew they were the school I wanted to partner with.
From speaking with students to coordinating internships, even offering jobs after graduation, he does it all. But his favorite part about getting to work with kids?
But just seeing the passion they bring to our company excites us veterans to really team up with them. I feel I'm the lucky one to get to partner with such an amazing school.
And you may have to do this on yourself one day.
For Valley ROP students, it's not just firefighter for a day.
You're gonna be feeling it.
Those enrolled in the urban and rural firefighting program embed with different Valley agencies to learn the fundamental skills of firefighting. One of those partners is the Sanger Fire Department.
A is to alert, call 911.
It all started with late fire captain John Lovett.
His idea was really to try to look at how we can retain and recruit firefighters from the local area into the Central Valley.
And when Sanger Fire received a grant in 2010,
we worked with Valley ROP, partnered with them, and tried to create something that, again, was the vision of Captain Lovett, where students from all walks of life could come into the classroom and learn how to be a professional firefighter.
That means handling equipment, mentorship, and training.
Work on the fire engine, or they'll do some equipment surveys and take a look at things, and it's always great to have that hands-on technical expertise.
They also jumpstart their environmental knowledge by working directly with the community during ride-alongs, as interns and volunteers, or even joining the Sanger Fire Explorers.
You're gonna be able to respond much better because you already know what the community looks like, what it sounds like, you know the language.
The program has truly shaped the field of public education, with hundreds of students going on to become firefighters or paramedics or EMTs.
We've been able to hire folks, kids, I almost say kids, but adults, from the program into full-time jobs.
The program provides a pathway not only for what you can do, but who you can be.
We went from one class of 10 students to now 6 classes of 150 students impacting the Central Valley.
This work is important because it affects every single community.
Christina Pasma has made a career out of helping others. She's a registered nurse at Valley Children's Hospital and partner with Fresno Unified's career technical education programs.
With us working with Christina and then Valley Children's, it's just been, like I said, it's dangerous for us to be in the same room because it just keeps growing.
Christina spearheads events like helmet safety,
There's 2 to 3 fingers,
poison prevention education, and overseeing hospital visits where students get to interact with patients.
They didn't choose to be impacted by disease or illness that was brought upon them. So it's a little sad, but going through Valley Children's and them helping us, it's we can help other students.
Another one of Christina's most prominent achievements is the success of the Stop the Bleed program.
Whether something happens in our family or we're walking down the street and someone gets hurt, we are able to assist them.
Over the years, nearly 11,000 students and hundreds of staff have learned how to stop life-threatening bleeding.
Great job. Our original idea with Valley Children's pathway work would be health pathways, but it's really just expanded because this is a life skill for every student to have.
Although she wears dozens of hats, Christina draws inspiration from her most important role, being a mom of 3.
I treat these kids like they're my kids, like how I would want my kids to be talked to. It's not just hey, this is the nurse that comes and teaches me about nursing. This is the nurse that actually believes in me.
She says it's not just about building better workers, but better people.
They can do well in whatever role that they're going to do. So whether it's healthcare or public service or teaching or business, the foundation lies with being a good human, truly. And I hope that I impart that with these kids.
My name is Mark Johnson, and I'm at a point on life's journey where I'm just kind of reflecting on what's been an amazing career.
When it comes to education, Mark Johnson has seen it all.
I've had the opportunity to consult with school systems and educators in 40 out of 50 states. Gone to American Samoa. I flew to Rome and worked with American International Schools.
But for 5 decades, one principle has driven his life's purpose.
That desire to see the same thing happen to kids somewhere else that happened to the kids in the places where I was fortunate enough to work.
His career started at the American Union Elementary School District in Easton.
I walked into a classroom for the first time in August of 1976, and immediately realized that there was a purpose for me to be there.
Johnson taught classes before transitioning to junior high vice principal, eventually becoming the superintendent and principal. And one of the lives he touched there, Diane Hibbard.
No, I can't call him Mark. It's not. It's Mr. Johnson. And people call him Mr. J. I'm like, no, it's Mr. Johnson. He had a great heart, and he was just really present.
School got difficult when Hibbard lost her father, but Mr. Johnson was always there.
He actually had another teacher take his class, and he sat outside and spent probably well over an hour with me, talking to me and checking in and seeing how I was doing.
Another former American Union student, Richard Cisneros, says Johnson fostered a love of learning in the classroom.
He just gave us everything, and he taught us and helped us build that framework to give back, to help people.
When Johnson joined the Sanger Unified team in 1999, that philosophy of helping others realize their full potential traveled with him. But the district was dealt a gut punch 1 year after he became superintendent.
We were in a deep place, a bad place. The state was getting ready to take us over. We were one of the worst school districts in California. We were not doing the job for kids.
We were one of the first 98 in the state to fall into program improvement status. And that's really not the parade you want to be the drum major of. Many would look out the window and point a finger and say, well, yeah, but what do you expect? We looked in the mirror and asked, what needs to change about us?
Johnson built up professional learning communities where schools work together to analyze student learning to improve results. He also introduced the Sanger Summit, sessions where principals could share their progress with other district leaders.
And I told him, I said, you own your beliefs, but I rate your behavior. And here's who I need you to be and what I need you to do, because it's what our kids need you to do on their behalf.
The first week I was at Sanger, I heard that phrase a couple times. It's always about kids. You know, he would constantly talk about, this is for the kids that need us the most. And he always leaned into that. And no matter where we are, who we were talking to, those phrases always came out. And it really reinforced what needed to be said.
The clear messaging and consistent communication led to a cultural shift at Sanger Unified.
He reminded me constantly, you know, that why we're here. And that's the big thing that Mark does, is he really sets the goal and really creates a vision for where he wants to go. And that makes it easy for everyone else to follow along.
Mark is vigilant about always saying we and our kids and our collective efficacy as a district and an organization. It's always an inclusive language in which he sits at the front.
During their time working together, Rich Smith noticed one of Mark's superpowers is making others feel seen.
He really could see that the potential in people when they may not have seen the potential in themselves.
Within 2 years, Sanger Unified was out of program improvement.
And then the accolades came, and we had state distinguished schools, and we had national blue ribbon schools, and we had Title I academic achieving schools, and we had our middle schools were all schools to watch. It's amazing to see that unity develop when everyone understands if we stand together, a child will benefit.
Johnson's name started to gain attention. He was named California Superintendent of the Year before being nominated for National Superintendent of the Year. One conversation Johnson remembers most right before he received the honor, a phone call with his wife.
I said, I just met the other 3 finalists, and they're real superintendents. I don't know why I'm even here. I think I just ought to come home tomorrow. And she said, no, just show them your heart. I put the heart of Sanger Unified on the table, and they saw the heart, and they heard the story, and they recognized what we'd been able to accomplish as an organization.
The remarkable journey wouldn't have been possible without his wife of 50 years, 3 kids, and 10 amazing grandchildren.
Leaders, I think, forget that their strongest support system is the one at home. And I was blessed with a wife and 3 kids who understood the necessity of me investing time in someone else's kids.
That he sees his family as a product of his job, of his life, his grandkids, his own kids. Education is his life, and he saw that as a way for his kids to excel and for his family to be taken care of. And I would tell you, those 2 things go tightly together.
Another former colleague, Jamie Nino, also felt Mark's passion for family in the way he cared about hers.
He would always ask about my kids, ask about my husband, how my personal life was. And so it was a reminder for me to stop and pay attention to my surroundings, and that family is really important.
And the support lasted year after year.
That man, he's picking up the phone all the time. I probably talk to him at least once a month still as a superintendent. So the advice is everlasting. That he made a big difference. He made a huge difference in the lives of children. I have been able to watch that.
Johnson never stopped working for the community, even after retiring from Sanger Unified in 2013.
Last year, a schoolmate of mine that I had known since kindergarten through high school and kept in touch with and talked to occasionally passed away. And Mr. Johnson was at the funeral, and talking to him and him telling me, these are my kids. And that was just, wow, that he still cares for us after all these years.
He also continued building up school districts through his work at Solution Tree and as the co-director of the Central Valley Education Leadership Institute at Fresno State. Johnson is also the executive director of the Fresno Compact, aiming to strengthen partnerships between the worlds of business and education.
You don't want to be the successor of somebody who was really good. We share the shared value that we believe all kids can learn, and we really are Valley-centric humans.
Out of all the roles, titles, and awards, he hopes what people carry with them isn't a lesson, but how he made them feel.
I hope someone will be able to say, my life is better because I knew him. I hope someone will be able to say, I am who I am today because of him.
If I didn't have Mr. Johnson as a 4th grade teacher and as a 7th grade teacher, so an adult showing me that they cared and that I was important and that I meant something, I think my life would have turned out greatly different.